We've all seen the photos, but is there more to the Leaning Tower than meets the eye? We hopped on a train to find out if it's worth the trip, or just another tourist trap. Stay tuned to the end to find out if it's worth putting this iconic tower on your bucket list. Visiting Pisa is an easy day trip from Florence. We caught the 8 a.m. train, and in just over an hour we were in Pisa. We'd pre-booked our tickets online about a month in advance. For €27 each, we got a complete combo ticket. From Central Station, we walked through the town towards the famous Square of Miracles. On the way, we discovered some ancient Roman ruins tucked right into the modern streets. That little surprise already had us feeling like this trip might be more than just about the Leaning Tower.
Look at it.
Instead of heading through the main entrance with all the tour groups, we came in through the rear entrance. We highly recommend it. It was way quieter, with fewer vendors trying to sell souvenirs, and gave us an incredible first look at the Leaning Tower without the chaos of the crowds. We used this opportunity to take our pictures with the tower. It's harder than you think to get your hands lined up just right. We even got lucky and saw someone rappelling down the tower. The Square of Miracles is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most remarkable architectural ensembles in Europe. Everything is gleaming white marble, sitting on lush green grass. You've got the Leaning Tower, the baptistry, the cathedral and the Compensado all in one place. Seeing it in person, it's hard not to be impressed. Our timed entrance to climb the tower wasn't until midday, so we decided to visit the Baptistry of St. John, the largest baptistry in Italy. Construction began in 1152 and was completed in 1363, and is an example of the transition from Romanesque to Gothic-style architecture. The building is 55 metres tall and the dome has a diameter of 34 metres. Constructed on the same unstable ground as the bell tower and cathedral, the baptistry leans 0.6 degrees toward the cathedral. There were some works going on inside, but it still remained a peaceful place. There's minimal decoration, but the scale makes up for it. The blank walls make the domed roof look taller than it actually is, creating an awe-inspiring effect. The unique structure of the roof makes this building acoustically perfect. This is demonstrated every 30 minutes by a guard who sings a few notes. These echo through the space, overlapping like a live harmonizer. It's hauntingly beautiful. You can climb up to the balcony and look down into the octagonal-shaped font below. In the centre is a statue of St. John. Midday was approaching, so it was time we left the baptistry and joined the queue for our ascent up the Leaning Tower. Before heading up, you need to put your bags in a locker in this building, which is included in your ticket. The tower is 56 metres high on the tall side and leans almost 4 degrees. Construction began in 1173 and took 200 years to complete due to a period of unrest in Pisa. Over centuries, engineers and architects tried to correct or stabilise the tilt. Most recently, in the 1990s, the tower was closed for 11 years, while engineers reduced the lean by 45 centimetres. It's now stable and safe to climb. The exterior of the tower is beautifully decorated with detailed sculptures, plenty of Corinthian columns, and intricate patterns of inlaid marble. Walking up the narrow set of stairs, you really feel the tilt. Something doesn't feel quite right as you loop around. There's only one staircase used for both going up and down, so be ready for tight squeezes and a few hold-ups. Luckily, there are amazing viewpoints dotted along the way, so while you're waiting for things to move, you can have your breath taken away from the scenery rather than the climb. We finally made it to the top of the 290-ish steps. We were treated to stunning views over Pisa. There are 7 bells at the top of the tower, each tuned for a note of the major scale. They weigh between 300 and 3,000 kilograms. As we had a ticket for midday, we were right at the top of the tower when the bells rang. They don't swing, as that would be too destabilizing for the building. Instead, electromagnetic hammers tap the bell. It was a surreal experience being up on the Leaning Tower, one we recommend every adventurer experience if they can. With the bells still ringing in our ears, we decided to seek some peace and quiet in the cathedral. Building started in 1063. It's a masterpiece of Pisan Romanesque architecture with striped marble, bronze doors, and intricate mosaics inside. The scale and artistry of this place is a statement of pride and power, and it still feels awe-inspiring nearly 1,000 years later. Some of our favourite features of this cathedral include coffered ceiling, numerous artworks, the Corinthian columns, the large mosaic, and the painted cupola. We also love the pulpit, packed with detail, emotion, and movement. We also visited the museums, which house original sculptures and artefacts from the complex. If you're into art history, it's a must, and if you're not, it helps put everything you've seen in the square into context. By this point, we needed a break, so we grabbed a coffee in the museum cafe. I indulged in a hot chocolate while Dave had a cappuccino. We ordered some desserts for afternoon tea, a muffin and of course a tiramisu. As we sat and sipped, we reflected on how much the site had to offer. But we hadn't finished just yet. Our final stop was the Camposanto, a stunning cemetery with cloisters and ancient tombs. It seems that the building was not meant to be a real cemetery, but a church. The project changed during the construction. The frescoes on the walls were once damaged in World War II. Many have been carefully restored. The scale and emotion in them is striking. Some of them are quite dark and dramatic. They would certainly make you think twice about committing a sin if you had to sit next to them in church every day. It was real fire and brimstone type stuff. There used to be many more sarcophagi and burial monuments throughout the cemetery. They have since been moved to a museum for protection. The remaining ones are humble, while others are grandiose. They bring reverence to the building. We spent the entire day exploring the Square of Miracles. You could easily spend less time depending on your reason for visiting. The good news is the site caters to each and every taste, from those who are there to climb the tower and snap selfies, to those who want to delve deeper into the site, discover its history and its beauty. Back in town, we had dinner at Trattoria La Medea and had a bowl of bolognese and lasagna to cap off our day. So, is the Tower of Pisa a tourist trap? No way. It's touristy, yes, but it's also beautiful and full of history. If you go with curiosity, take your time and look beyond the selfies, it's absolutely worth the trip. Thanks so much for watching the video. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. A bientôt!